evening.
Okay, welcome to the October 12th, 2023 meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. The meeting will now come to order. May we have a roll call, Madam Secretary?
Ms. Marsh?
Here.
Ms. Roby?
Here.
Mr. Harrington?
He's here.
He's here.
He's
He's
here.
coming.
Ms. Hines?
She's here.
Mr. Mahegan?
Here.
And Madam Chair?
Here.
Mrs. Kennedy, sorry.
That's okay.
And again, Mr. Harrington is here.
Oh, that's right, I'm over there.
Oh, well. Okay. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Any additions or corrections? Okay, motion to approve?
So,
Second.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Marsh, all in favor say aye.
aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Anyone need to disclose any ex parte communication? Okay, do we have any announcements, Madam Secretary?
Any announcements, Brenda, any announcements?
Sorry, yes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we do.
Okay.
On the agenda, that you guys, the board received the date of the meeting in the top, right corner of your thing, it said the 14th, but I have made corrections, it is the 12th, today's date. Okay. Page 3,
It's okay, don't worry about it. I'll tell you in a minute.
page 3,
That date wrong.
case number 4, 764 Kentucky Street is in compliance as of.
Wait, could you start that over
Page
again?
number
I'm
four,
sorry.
Page 3.
Page 3,
Uh-huh.
case number 4,
Mm-hmm.
764 Kentucky Street is in compliance as of 10/11/23.
Okay.
Page number 5, case number 11, CEB 05-2367, 339 South Martin Luther King Boulevard, will be via Zoom.
Okay.
Page 6, case number 16, 351 Morningside Avenue is in compliance as of 10/6/23. And then I think I missed one. Page 3.
Page 3 back.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry, just skipped it. Case number 3, CEB 09-23-116, 645 Cherry Street will be via Zoom. And also, Madam Chair, case 3 and case 5 would like to be put at the top of the meeting as.
Well,
when you
they're
get the-
pretty much at the top of the agenda anyway, so I'm just going to take them in order.
Okay.
Because I think that we'll be fine doing it that way.
And then one final announcement, we have,
Okay.
for case number 8, Attorney Tanner Andrews is here for case number 8. Those are my announcements.
Yeah, we've got a pretty short agenda today, so I'm just going to go through it as it is. Okay, so here's our code, well, first would the code officers please stand up and be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, here's our procedure. We will be calling cases by number, and for the most part, in order as they are listed on the agenda. If there are police officers who need to get back to work that are going to testify, we'll hear those cases first. And if there's an attorney that has to be in court, we could hear those cases first. But since I think I just addressed that, so I don't need to say more. When your case is called, please come forward and be sworn in. State your name and address for the record. If you're not the owner of the property, please state your relationship to the owner. Our proceedings are recorded, so please speak into the microphone. The board will hear from code officers first, and then you'll be given the opportunity to respond. If there are witnesses, they will follow the same procedure as well. I don't think we're going to go past 11 o'clock, so there probably won't be a need for a break. We'll just move through this. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is our lien review. Is the respondent present? CEB 09-22-221, 307 Manhattan Avenue. Good morning, sir. Is there a mic there, or do you need to go over to the other?
Preference is for him to go to the,
Are you okay standing up there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll hear from you.
All right.
Will you tell me
Oh,
your
I'm
name?
sorry.
and your
Yeah,
address?
that's what I was waiting for. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your name?
Andrew Schreiber.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, what would you like to tell us?
Number one, the roof has been taken care of. I have a loan out on it, and I'm trying to sell a condo right now, but the lien is preventing me from going through. The reason it's taken so long, and I have some of the medical records here this year, I've been in the emergency room 3 times this year. I've had 3 CAT scans, 1 PET scan, 1 MRI, and another MRI coming up next week. My health, I'm 80 years old, or will be 80 in December, took a turn this year, unexpectedly. And it's been hell, let's put it that way.
Sorry.
I went through a lot of testing, thinking I had cancer. That turned out, luckily, to be no. But I've had surgery done on my left hand for arthritis with Dr., well, I call him Dr. E, I can't pronounce his name. That's the group on 3635 South Clyde Morris. I'm going to be scheduled soon after the MRI for surgery
Hey,
on the right
we
hand now.
understand you have some serious health
Right.
issues. That's fine. Anything else
But
you'd
I
like
have
to
gotten
tell
the
us?
roof done. It just took me a while. The last time I was in here, I asked the court to extend the time frame so I could get a condo sold. And the answer was no. It had to be either closing soon or to be set with a lien.
Okay,
And, well, that's what happened is with the lien.
okay. Good morning, Mr. Stenson.
Good morning. Inspector Stinson with qualifications are on file. The city would like to recommend that this lien be reduced to administrative cost of $1,024.
Okay,
Payable in 30 days.
Yes, sir.
1,004 or what?
1,024? Anybody have any comments? Want to ask any questions?
So this is in compliance.
Right,
Roof
Yes.
is,
Roof is complete, permitted,
Good.
final.
good. Okay,
I had the permit and all, and it's been done.
okay, good. Thank you for doing that, okay.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
I motion that we accept the city offer.
Okay. The city has recommended, and Ms. Himes has made a motion, that we reduce the amount of the lien to $1,024, subject to be paid within 30 days, or the fine will revert to the original amount. Is there a second?
second.
Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. There you go.
Got
So,
4 votes?
thank you. Yes, we have yeah. We had none opposed.
Nobody opposed, okay.
All right, let's start with case number 1. These are continued cases. Is Mr. Snyder here? Okay, wasn't here last time or any of the other times. Okay.
Mark
Good
Dillon,
morning.
Code compliance. My credentials are on file. Good morning, all. This case, I've had no contact with the owner. The property is not occupied, but they have had continued inspections going on. He is progressing with getting the work completed. It's all permitted. I'd like to amend to the January hearing. Hopefully, he'll be complete by then.
So the permits have been issued?
Yes, and
Everything's-
they have had inspections. In fact, the last inspection was a screw off. He's in the process of putting the drywall up, so.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance and allow respondent until 1/3/24 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Is there such a motion? Okay, the motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Madam Chair, I don't know if it's been otherwise announced, but there is no meeting in the December.
Right.
In December,
Yeah, we
so-
have no December meeting, right. So that's why it skips to the first of the year. Case number 2. Is that somebody that we needed to hear first, or no?
Just take it.
Huh?
Number 3 was
Okay,
the one
all
that
right, okay. Case number 2, CEB 09-23-122, Jesse Edwards. Mr. Edwards here? No. Just, all right, good morning, Mr. Garcia.
Good morning. Inspector Garcia, credentials on file. I thought he would be here today because I spoke to him for the first time on the property yesterday, and I explained to him that we do have a hearing. I have had, the only contact I had was yesterday. There has been little to none progress. He says he's working on it. Staff's gonna recommend that they have a fine for $100 a day, capped at $10,000.
So what, nothing's been done?
No,
Or
they-
basically nothing's
It's
been
basically
done?
all the outside storage is there. There's vehicles with no tags there. There's vehicles parked on the grass. There's dilapidated fencing, some damages on the exterior surface.
yeah,
Just
we-
pretty much
pretty
everything.
obvious
Pictures,
from the
and these are all yesterday's pictures.
Okay. All right. Any questions from the board?
From May.
Yeah, from May. All right, and plus what has not shown up, I think, so,
He didn't show up last hearing.
Right.
And
correct.
I talked to him yesterday, and he's not here today.
All right, okay. All right, Chair will,
Motion,
go ahead.
so move, you go.
All right, Chair, Ms. Himes has made a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today, October 12th, and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches the maximum of $10,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case 3 is a Zoom call. Is that ready?
No.
Yes, okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you be sworn in, please?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm John Egner.
Yep.
How do you do? I found out about this meeting
Well, wait,
yesterday.
just wait a second. Our board secretary will swear you in.
Will you raise your right hand?
Okay. Yes,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes, I will.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, did he identify himself?
Yes, sir. And your name again, sir?
John Egner.
John Igner. Okay. All right, Mr. Egner, we're going to let Mr. Garcia tell us what's going on, and then we'll give you a chance to speak, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Well, since the last hearing, I have had no contact until yesterday. I spoke to Mr. Egner. I'd seen some workers on the property yesterday doing some work, and I advised them to contact the owner and let him know that there is a hearing today, and he needs to be present or at least be on Zoom, which is why he's on now.
Right.
He indicated that he didn't receive any of the notices because his address, all the mail is going to Cherry Street, and I advised him to get a hold of the Volusia County appraiser to change that where he can receive any mail.
But it was posted.
It was definitely posted. I posted all the notices, even the hearing notices. So we're finally getting activity on this property now. He claims that, he states that he's going to have this done by the next hearing. So with that said, we're asking for a finding of non-compliance and to be in compliance by next cutoff.
Okay. What would you like to say, Mr. Egner?
Well, how do you do, everybody? I did go to Volusia County Appraiser yesterday and got my home address put on there.
Good.
So that's good.
So you don't
And,
live there?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm fixing it up. And the men are now on the, what do you call it, the hardy board on the outside, and the inside is 90% finished, and now we're just doing the hardy board in the exterior. Of course, today with the rain out, they said they better not come in because it's supposed to rain all day.
Right.
But, weather permitting, I think 3 weeks, God, I'd hope to be done, or very
good.
close to be done. And I'll be in touch with Daniel all the way through now, and we
Good.
won't have lack of communication, that's for sure.
Good, that's perfect. You just say, when you're finished something and you need it inspected, you contact Mr. Garcia and he will come out and inspect it for you, and he's going to be the one that puts you in compliance.
Correct. And
Okay.
I also explained that it's not in compliance until the permits are finalized.
Right, you understand that too? The permit.
Yeah, so that means that we'll call for the, we'll call for the permit inspections first, you're saying, and get them
Okay.
final, and then call Daniel.
Good,
And just one more thing, a correction.
ahead.
It's the amending to the next cutoff because it was already found in non-compliance.
okay, that's fine. Any questions from the board? All right, the chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance and allow respondent until 11/1 to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to, would that be 10,000?
Yes.
Okay.
November 1st is,
Yes, it's coming up, you're right.
wow, I mean, I only have till November 1st, wow. I hope,
The meeting's actually on the 9th.
Okay, November 9th.
The-
Well, put it
and
this
it-
way, I want to get done. I want to get done tomorrow, but, I hope I could get it all done by then. But I mean, I will get a lot done. I mean, if I'm not all the way done.
Right, then.
I might need a little more time.
We'll consider all those things if you have to come back to the board again.
All right.
Okay. So if you have.
There'll be a lot.
It's
There'll be a
always
lot.
better to have more done than less done. Mr. Garcia,
Oh, absolutely.
hold on.
Just one
on.
more correction. It's not 10,000. It'd be 15,000
It
would be the
is
cap.
15.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Well, the contractor had a 6-guy crew there yesterday, two on the inside, 4 on the outside. So, I mean, as long as the weather permitting with the outside
Yeah,
work,
we understand, and as long as you continue in good faith effort to work on it, we will work with you because we want it done as much as you do. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I said, consideration of a fine of, I'd like to, I guess I have to, I'll just restate it. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until, that would be 11/1, to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of $1,000 per day. Still the same. So, motion, Ms. Marsh, second. Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Just make sure you stay in touch with Mr. Garcia. That's the most important thing, and get that work done, and we'll take all the factors into consideration.
Thank you.
right,
Gonna
thank
be
you for coming.
Very happy when it's done. All right,
Good,
thank you.
me too. All right.
All right.
All right, case number 4 is in compliance. Case number 5, CEB 09-23-119, Doshan Edwards Wilder. Good morning.
Good morning.
State your name and address for the record.
Deshaun Edwards Wilder, 613 Park Drive.
Okay, would you be sworn in?
You raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
And Mr. Wilder, you can pull that mic up, so, there you go.
All right, good morning, Mr. Butler.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Good morning, Board. Inspector Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. As it pertains to 613 Park Avenue, just to bring you up to speed, this is a high-profile law enforcement-generated case. Since last month, court proceedings, I've had email correspondence with Mr. Deshaun, whom stated, would I go out and inspect the property this week, which we did. And as you can see, it's still not in compliance. So staff requests $100 a day to a maximum of $15,000.
So, Mr. Wilder, you don't live there?
No,
Is
I
that
don't.
correct? Okay. And Mr. Butler, what has been accomplished?
Well, as you can see, the dirt and grime still exists. He removes some of the outdoor storage from the left-hand side of the house, which I think the city came and picked up. The problem that we have, there is a camper in the back, and we sat and met with Mr. Deshaun. He believes that it can stay on the property, but we explained to him that it is a violation and it cannot be there, and it still continues. It's there now as we speak. Also, with the fence, it has to be uniform across. Could you go back to the picture prior to? Stay right there. No, that one. It has to be uniform all the way across the top. And also, it's dilapidated at the bottom right-hand corner there, as you can see. So it's not in compliance.
All right, well, what would you like to tell us?
I'm kind of confused because he's saying it's dilapidated at the bottom, so that all the boards that's there and everything else that are completely, there's no rot on it. You can see, if you look at the picture, that the fence, I left a strip there to show that it was actually washed and everything else, so that what you're seeing now is basically a week before, it was been raining and everything else, so that, and you can see the bottom of it just picks up the dirt on the bottom. That whole thing was been washed. You can see that the difference between one section that was not clean before, the whole fence looked like that, and it was already taken care of to get to that point for that. Now, again, I've asked to the camper and everything else, so that the camper, it has a tag on it. It's valid until March. So I have no idea why that's a problem.
Well, I think Mr. Butler could probably tell you why that's a problem.
For the tag on it, we cannot confirm nor deny that.
And again, that shouldn't be a consideration for the board. If he can't confirm that, unless he can actually physically say that there's something wrong with
Why is it you can't confirm that, sir?
We cannot go onto his property, but however, when we met with Mr. Deshaun, that he said that was like a canopy for people to sit under. So
And he said that was a problem, and
excuse me, can I speak?
Yeah, don't
So-
interrupt him, please.
That's considered outdoor storage. There's more stuff there. There's a picture that I have that's gonna show, keep going. Okay. Can you go back? Zoom in, please. There's a camper there.
Yeah.
As you
I
can see, it's
it.
been sitting there for quite some time. That's outdoor storage.
The last time the camper was,
Now, wait, let's see if he's finished.
That's outdoor storage. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
the last time he was there, so that the problem was that the camper was up and everything else of that, and again, it can't be, so it was put down into its folded condition. Again, without him being able to certify that it's illegal to
Well,
be
he
there.
just said you would, I mean, you could give him access to the backyard.
Ma'am, I don't believe I need to give him access to the backyards, but again, he has
Well,
to
how-
prove that it's,
All right, okay, thank you.
again, I've done everything that else that is
And
supposed to be.
Mr. Butler, could you tell us why law enforcement is involved?
I can't tell you the exact date, but there was a triple homicide at that property.
Jesus.
And we had to do what we call a cold walk. So we inspected all the houses on that street and in that general area. So I don't know if you all are familiar with that case a few months ago, but that's where it actually happened at.
It was not. There was not a triple homicide at that property.
That particular area, there was a
There,
law
within
enforcement
the area.
Yes.
high profile case
Yeah, I remember.
that generated, it started from that particular property, 613 Park Avenue.
My question, is it vacant, sir?
Yes, no one lives there, so that I'm there every day, and so they're taking care of the inside, getting stuff done for that. I made sure, like I said, replace the fence, because the fence was leaning over. The fence
If
was
we
replaced.
go back to one of those, I'm sorry to interrupt you. If we go back to one of those fence pictures, I see on the, well, to me, it's the right-hand side. Keep going the other way.
No,
The boards are pushed out there. Can you see that?
Yes.
What are those? Those, exactly.
When I put the fence back into the ground and everything else, so that, again, when I put it in, I just didn't get it far in the back. That's why you can see that it's straight down, and then at that point,
Yes,
it
it
kicks
does.
out a little bit, because again, when I did it, I was not exactly careful when I did it. But again, I made sure I put all the fences back in place. I cleaned that whole area down for that. As you can see, the strips for that, any boards that were broken, I replaced the boards and everything else for that, re-screwed everything down, basically put
Okay, so that's what you've done with the fence. What about all the other things?
all the outside storage has been removed. There's
Okay.
no other outside storage on the property.
Okay.
All the stuff that was on the side of the property, all the stuff that he's showing before, all that stuff that's over there is gone. All the stuff that he took a picture on
Broken
the inside
windows?
is gone. There's no broken windows.
Dilapidated porch?
There is no dilapidated report, never was.
excuse me.
Go ahead.
Ask him to go back. Is that, I saw another thing in the back. Go. Yeah, that's a what?
That's a shed.
Oh, that's a shed, okay.
And as you just spoke about the porch, there was an overhang in the back. He removed that, but however, there's still, part of it is still left on the back
There's
of it.
a
Don't
Excuse me.
interrupt.
There's still part of it still left on the back. We explained that to him as well. The fence, by code compliance definition, the fence is still dilapidated. So as you can see, pictures don't
Is
lie.
it
I'm not
beyond
making this up.
repair?
Yeah.
Is it beyond repair?
Well, this is what he did to compare it, but as you can see, it's still dirt and grime all over that. The property's not in compliance. That's the bottom line.
That is the bottom line. I'm going to ask you another question. Why is it you seem reluctant to fix this property up, to either put up a new fence or to clean it up?
I was actually already, like I said, I was already cleaning the fence. As you can see today, if you looked at the fence before and after, the fence has already been cleaned once and everything else to that. And again, I was already going to be re-cleaning again. That's why I replaced any boards that's there that was missing. It's already been scrubbed down for that. And again, I was going to power wash it again for that. But I figured that was the extent. He said it was dilapidated because it had broken and it fell in. Literally, before that, the fence was literally leaning in onto the property. Now I put the new, fence post all the way down so that, put the fence back up, nailed it back in, screwed it back in, replaced any of the missing boards that was there and everything else like that, and I had already washed it once for that, and it was going through washing it. Again, if you look at the pictures prior to this, to what it is now, you'll see it's completely different than everything else like that.
I have a question. With the trailer having a tag, could you provide him with the registration?
Huh?
Could you provide him?
I would have to get to the person that owns it, so that the registration, again, it doesn't belong to me, for that. It's sitting on my property, for that. It's family, it's, again, one of the people that died is his trailer, and his family's trailer. They're still part of my family, for that, but it's extended for that. They're going through a whole bunch of stuff, going through his probate stuff and everything else for that. So again, I would have to get paperwork from them and for that, saying everything else for that. Now, I can pull the trailer off of there temporarily and so that, and because again, until they get it back, but my point being is, I've been doing everything I can to get it straight. If you look at the property, you can see that literally the building itself compared to what it was has been cleaned. The fence has been cleaned.
Let's go back to that other, excuse me, okay, let's look at that picture. What's
You can s-
different?
Look at the front of where the thing is, all that stuff, all the blackness, everything else that's going on the side and the front, all along the side has been done. The stuff that's on the lattices has been removed and everything else. So again, everything that's there has been cleaned at least once already by,
What's the
software.
yellow that's on there?
Yellow where, ma'am?
Am I seeing things, or is that just sunshine reflecting?
Sunshine.
Okay, all right.
How long have you owned this property?
20 years.
So you were completely shocked when Mr. Butler showed up and showed you that the property had problems?
Yes, because when he's saying that the house, there was a porch in the back, I literally was looking around, it's like he said the porch was dilapidated. I'm sitting there like, where was the porch dilapidated at? I couldn't find it. And again,
You knew where the fence was.
yes, but he was saying that there was a porch dilapidated. There was no porch that was dilapidated. He even misconstrued that this thing on the back was a porch.
Mr. Butler, did
Yes.
I hear you say the fence is supposed to be even all the way, or?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
It's supposed to be uniform.
Uniform.
And if I may,
And-
I just want to close this, but if I may, this is not this property's first rodeo. This property has been in this state a blight in our community for the last over 7 or 8 years. Prior to me coming aboard with the city, other officers has had this particular case. I can go back and show you pictures from 10 years ago where it's a mess, period.
Okay,
Madam
are there
Chair,
any more comments from the board or questions?
And do I need to make more comments, or is
You can make one more
Okay.
statement, and then we're gonna
Um,
close off.
again, when you're looking at this property and everything else, so that I have pictures of all the other properties around here, where he's saying that, it has dirt and grime and everything else, so that every last property in that area looks exactly the same.
That could be, but we're talking about your property
Again,
right
but
now.
I'm saying it's
Okay.
supposed to be a neighborhood thing and everything else, so that it's supposed
Well,
to be how the neighborhood.
they probably will, if it.
No, again, I've looked, I've even reported the city would have issues with
Okay,
the
you
same
can
property.
file code complaints yourself as well.
I have on versus the city when they're on their properties and nothing has happened.
Okay.
So it's like, there's two separate different rules.
Okay, but we're discussing your case right now.
Yes, ma'am.
When another case comes before us on your street, or
Like I
if
said,
it's a,
the
we will,
best thing I
we
can
will,
say
addr-
is,
we will address that as fairly as we can.
the best I can say is that if you look at the beginning pictures that he had versus what the pictures they
Okay,
have now.
all right, thank
can
you.
see.
All right, we're going to close off.
Madam
Okay.
Chair, I recommend that we accept the city's recommendation, please.
All right, a motion has been made to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today, October 12th, and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches the maximum of $15,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Is there a way to just make the fine the maximum so I can just take it down to court?
What, I don't understand your question.
I would like the fine to be put at its maximum, so that way it can be, I can take it down to the court after this point.
Okay, I don't understand. You want,
You saying that you want to be fined?
The $15,000, so that way there, so that I can go in front of another judge and everything else, so that to show that, you know, because again, the way I see it is,
Chair, I recommend we accept his offer.
I don't think we're allowed to do that.
I don't either. We're.
No, we make a motion, he can appeal it to circuit court. 30 days.
Yeah.
What did he say?
$100 per day till it reaches 15,000.
We can always increase the daily fine and get so he can get his wish.
No, let's just keep it the way it is.
What's anybody think about that? I'm not in favor of that either. I mean, you can also bring it into compliance, and then you wouldn't have to pay any fines. Or, you know, minimum, and then you could come back and say, look, it's all fixed up. Everything's done.
the way I see it, ma'am, there's no way to bring it in compliance, because again, as the way I've been told about it for that, there's always gonna be some issue that's gonna be picked.
Well,
So at that point.
I think that Mr. Butler can tell you exactly what you would need to do to get it into compliance. And I'm done, aside from motions, I'm done. And we did have a motion and a second on the floor to fine $100 a day up to 15, and it passed. So,
No, we had the motion, have a vote.
well, I thought we did vote. Did we
Vote?
vote? We did vote. We did vote. So
Okay, so he's done.
the case is finished.
He's finished.
All right, case number 6. CEB 09-23-115, Libby Thomas at 259 Euclid. Mr. Stinson. Is the respondent here? No, okay.
Good morning.
Good morning again.
Staff would like to ask that this order or the case be vacated. It was heard by the special magistrate.
Madam Chair, the case was duplicated on 2 agendas.
Okay.
And
we heard it.
didn't realize it, and on this one, it was actually heard, on both of them, it was actually heard. And apparently the respondent wasn't present, and finding of noncompliance. So we'd like to go ahead and
Dismiss it,
have this one vacated, the finding of
Let's
noncompliance.
dismissed.
Just
Well,
dismiss.
dismiss the case, but we do have an order that would have been entered.
So the motion would be to dismiss the case or to vacate the order, or
Be both.
what?
It would be, you're vacating your order,
He didn't dismiss.
the order of noncompliance and dismissing the case. It's a duplicate.
The chair will entertain a motion to vacate the order and dismiss the case because it has been duplicated in another court.
So moved.
On the special
No.
master.
By the special magistrate, okay. All right, do I have that motion?
So moved.
Ms. Himes, second. Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 7. These are Ms. Kirk's cases. Case number 7, CEB 01-22-39. Edwards and Robinson at 528 South Caroline. Any respondents present? Okay. All right, good morning, Ms. Kirk.
Good morning. Sarah Kirk, Inspector with the City. My credentials are on file. Since the last hearing, there has been progress. If you recall, this is the case with NACA, the program.
What's the name of the program?
NACA. Yep.
NACA, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Robinson has sent me updates, providing me with the different steps that NACA, he's been through with NACA. There are several permits issued. Right now, 6 permits are issued. And there is work going on at the property as we speak.
Okay. So he's accepted into the program and they're actually moving?
Yeah, it's actually moving
Wow.
forward. A lot of
Okay.
progress. So I would like to ask to amend to the January cutoff for compliance.
Any questions from the board?
This is the one that his mom came for him one time.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 1/3/2024 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 8, CEB 09 dash, I'm sorry, taking notes on two cases. Case number 8, CEB dash 09 dash 22 dash 204. Bonnie Keating at 606 South Landville. Good morning.
Morning. I'm Tanner Andrews for Ms. Keating.
Okay, and
She's here.
she is here too. All right. Ms.
Ms.
Keating,
Keating.
you'll need to stay. Are you going to speak, or you just is just the lawyer
I
going to
don't
talk?
expect her to speak. I think it'll be sufficient to hear from code enforcement.
Okay. Okay. So you won't need to be sworn in, but that means you're sacrificing your right to speak. So, but you have someone to speak for you, as long as you're good with that. Okay. Ms. Kirk, what can you tell us?
Okay, since the last hearing, there has been some updates. If you recall, this is a case where they are vacating the right-of-way behind Ms. Keating's property. Until that is completed, she cannot get a permit for the shed. So right now, the latest update we have is that it's going to the planning board for approval after this review on October 20th.
It has to go to planning board for that?
Yeah, so it's in progress.
Okay.
So with that, we would like to ask to amend until the January cutoff for compliance.
Would you like to tell us anything?
I believe that what we've heard from code enforcement is correct.
Okay. So when are they going? When are you going to planning board?
From what I understand is there is a TRT review on October 20th, and after that it goes to planning board for approval. That meeting will be determined after the TRT review, and then then there will be a posting in the neighborhood, and then after that
could
it will go to commission.
Wow.
Maybe to January then.
So
Right, just 3 months, kicking it down the road a little bit. is
yeah,
what we're asking.
yeah.
After this is all over, the shed's gonna be sitting exactly where it was.
Possibly, I
as
don't
if
know.
We never had any of these meetings. It's a great
I don't
system. Like we-
Possible, I'm not sure. They
Great-
just
great-
can't get a
great
permit
system.
for it.
Very, very good. Yeah.
They can't get a permit for it, and also
Right.
it was a complaint,
So
just so you know.
This seems like it's gonna be a while, and planning
Right.
board, I assume, is meeting in December, but I don't know that because they're always the last Thursday of the month. So I don't know whether they'll be meeting in December or not. It seems to me that, the procedures are the procedures, and we have to go with it.
Or change
We're
them
not the,
some- or change them someday that makes
well,
sense.
but not up to us to change them.
No.
Right. Did you find out when that is? Is
I
that
was just
scheduled?
checking, the last Thursday at least is not Christmas, but it's during a week when I do not seriously anticipate people having a lot of government meetings. The 28th of December.
Well, they could, but
They
we don't
could.
know that. But anyway, I'm just trying to see whether January meeting is even reasonable. I mean, because once it goes to planning board and then it has to go to the commission.
Right.
I mean, you're already into the new year.
Madam Chairman, I agree with you that the shed's gonna sit there, and I'm almost positive it's gonna be thing. That, I'm not making that judgment, but so let's just put it into February or some,
I mean,
and
there's
stop
really
all
no-
this constant having to come here every single month.
No, every 3 months, but we're fine with that, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, so I think
Comes every 3 months, you said.
every 3 months, just to get an update on what's going on. So things are moving along and to be able to tell us, because we don't know what's going on until you come here and testify, and Ms. Kirk comes here and testifies. We don't know what's happening, not happening. So 3 months is reasonable to me, and that would put it to February.
That would be January.
That's January? Oh, yeah.
Don't meet in December.
October, November.
Okay, so we could do 4 months to
Yeah,
February.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to do 4 months?
4 months is
Okay.
too much, I think. What's everybody else think?
Got it at 1/3/24.
Okay, all right.
October, November.
Yeah, that's right. Listen to me, I did the same thing.
You did it.
I know.
Look, as long as it's at least moving with a date certain. is
Right,
the main
that-
thing.
that's
I
right.
don't want it to just sit.
Right, we don't either. Okay. So the chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 1/3/2024 to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Himes, second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think 3 months is appropriate. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right, CEB, case number 9, 11-22-249. Charlene Rollins. Good morning.
Morning.
At 612 Landville, okay. So neighbors.
Yes.
Okay, state your name and address for the record, and who's going to speak here?
Charlene Rollins, 612 South Landville Avenue, and I'll speak.
What's your address?
612 South Landville Avenue.
South Landville, okay.
Will you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
And you do not, well, again, don't need to testify?
I can be sworn in if you need me to testify.
I don't at this point. That's up to you, okay. All right, Ms. Kirk?
Okay, same situation. This was the complaint case, same issue. We're waiting on the vacation of the right-of-way behind Ms. Rollins' home. So same update as the previous case. So there is progress. We would like to amend to the January cutoff.
So does this have to go through the same process?
Exactly.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until January 3rd, 2024 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, case number 10, CEB 04-23-61. Emerita Velasquez and Rosa Hendricks.
Okay.
No show today? Okay. Always has shown before, not today. What's going on, Ms. Kirk?
Okay, since the last hearing, there was some unfortunate news for Ms. Velasquez. There was a conversation with the permitting department. Turns out now she is not allowed to have the second shed. So there's no way around it. She has to have it removed. I haven't been able to communicate with Ms. Velasquez since I just found this out. So I would like to go ahead and ask to amend to the next hearing to give her some time to, I guess, get rid of it. to have it moved.
What, can you show me a picture, show us a picture of the shed that's not allowed?
Well, see that, okay, that shed right there is permitted, and all that stuff is removed. Yeah, the big one. All that stuff is removed,
gone.
by the way,
And
yeah.
where's the other shed?
The other shed is next to it, but on the other side.
Do we have a picture of that?
I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But it's very similar, it's similar in
It's
size.
that big?
Yeah, you can see the side of it right there. If he zooms in again, yeah, right there. You can see the side of it back there.
Little pitch.
So it's basically the same size, roughly, as this one. It's another large shed. Now, it turns out they also have a very small shed in the back, like a small, lawnmower storage type shed. So they can't have more than 3 accessory structures. So Ms. Velasquez
okay.
wanted to remove the small one and keep
Right.
both large ones, and then that they permitting department will not accept that. They want the large one removed.
And how long has permits and licensing known about these 3 sheds? Is this some news to them?
I really can't speak to that. I don't know. There was I can tell you there was a zoning.
She's been very faithful about
Right.
coming here and doing what was asked of her, and now all of a sudden there's something new that
Yeah.
sounds like did it just come up? Or
it's-
was that known all along?
It was strange to me as well because there were reviews that were needed for the permit. They were completed on 8/4 of 2023. There was a zoning review returned for corrections on 8/9 of 2023. She submitted the survey 8/25, 9/5. There was a pending zoning renewal. So, and then I got an email. I basically wrote down questions for Ms. Velasquez to take to the permitting department, so, because there is a language barrier. She understands some English, but because, it's not her first language,
Right.
stuff like this,
Right.
I don't think she gets everything that we're discussing. So I actually wrote down the questions for her, and then that's when I got the email, and basically flat out says that the shed cannot be there at all. It's got to be removed.
So one of the sheds cannot be
No,
there, and one of the
specifically,
larger
yeah,
sheds cannot be there.
specifically
And this is
said
the
that one.
first time there's been any indication.
Yep, and this was on
that-
October
and
5th.
When, October 5th?
Yep.
So you're asking to extend this to,
Yep, I need to communicate with Ms. Velasquez, and, she's going to have to remove the 3rd shed after all this, so.
Now, I heard you say that 3 accessory structures were allowed. Did I
Well,
understand that?
No, what she said, one of the permit technicians explained that there can only be 2. Actually, here it is right here. It says shed 3, this is according to the survey, so shed number 3 is the new large one, exceeds the allowable number of structures. Shed 3 exceeds the allowable accessory square footage.
Okay.
And it also
That's
does not
different.
meet the required setbacks. So I in turn asked if the small shed could be removed and shed 3 could be relocated to fit the setback requirements. Would that, put it into compliance with the square footage? And then that's when I got an email back stating absolutely not, shed 3 has to be removed. And this was on October 5th.
Let me ask you a question. When she comes to the city, when she comes before the board, she has an interpreter. When she goes to the city departments, do they provide her one? Do we know?
Not that I know of, because I'm on, from this person, it states that they don't feel she has a language barrier, that she's been told multiple times that she can't have the shed, which was a little bit confusing to me because I'm looking at it and there's zoning renewals and, different reviews. So I think there is a language barrier and that she just didn't understand it.
Okay. Anybody have any comments?
the
Besides
city-
me.
Is the city obligated to provide a translator? Is that?
No.
Oh, they do.
I think for hearings, but not to work with the.
Yeah, not, yeah.
So
Yeah.
each individual within any department can determine whether somebody needs an interpreter or
Right.
not. It's nice.
I think individuals themselves will be able to determine whether they need an interpreter or someone to assist them.
She could ask for one if she thought she couldn't.
Exactly,
Okay.
or that someone can come and assist them with the actions or activities that they want to conduct at the city.
Well, we're getting a little far afield of the case that's before us, but my big concern is that October 5th was, not even, a week ago, basically, that she was told, oh, by the way, you have to do something different.
Well, we're asking for Madam Chair, we're asking for additional time to get her informed.
Yeah,
And if
that's
she
right.
believes she has some challenges, she'll
Right.
obviously be able to
Right.
exercise those.
Okay. Any other?
Yeah, let's extend it.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 11/1 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Roby, second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor say aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. All right, we have a Zoom call here. Case number 11, CEB 05-23-67. What? Okay. I see that, what is your name, sir?
Morning, my name is David Burton.
You are David Burton, okay? And you're the new owner, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's get you sworn in. State your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Will you raise your right hand?
My name
You can repeat.
My name is David Burton. My address is 74 Lincoln Avenue, White Plains, New York, zip code 10606.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Ms. Kirk, well, we'll hear from Ms. Kirk and then we'll give you a chance to speak, sir. Yeah. So go ahead, Ms. Kirk.
Okay, thank you. Since the last hearing, there has been a lot of progress. Mr. Burton has kept in contact with me on a regular basis with updates. With that, we would like to ask to amend to the next cutoff for compliance.
Okay, it was in pretty bad shape, but what's been done?
Okay, so there has, we have a door and window permit issued, electrical permit issued. They have also painted, done repairs inside the house. Painting of the interior is ongoing. The exterior of the house has been painted. Of course, the outside has been,
Looks a lot better.
right, it looks nice. There was a window that was pane that was replaced, a couple broken ones. So it's definitely underway. Mr. Burton stated that he feels he'll be in compliance within 30 days.
Okay, Mr. Burton, what would you like to tell us? We're glad that you made so much progress.
First and foremost, I wanted to say good morning to the panel. I also wanted to say that I very much appreciate this opportunity to come before you. I also very appreciative to Ms. Kirk and for her assistance, her patience, and as she has already mentioned, we have been in constant communication, and for that, once again, I want to say thank you. It is my top priority to bring this property into code compliance, and I also want to state for the record that a motivating factor behind doing so is that this home belonged to my grandparents, Ethelrita and Albert Burton. They were pillars in the community. So the matter of restoring this property is not only a matter of bringing it into code compliance, it's also a matter of restoring the legacy of my grandparents. And I made that very clear to Ms. Kirk as
Good.
well.
That's nice. I'm glad to hear that. Now, the next meeting is November 9th. How much work do you have left to do?
Working in regards to the bringing the code compliance as far as the electrical work is concerned, that has to be done. Also, securing the property, providing security measures to ensure that what has been done previously does not happen again. That also is being prioritized. Looking at the plumbing, which is actually near completion, and also ensuring that the conditions are sanitary, making the house livable. That ultimately is what is the priority, and thus proceeding ahead, that will be the goal. And as previously mentioned, it is going to be my goal to bring everything else that needs to be done as far as code compliance is concerned, to do that within the next 30 days.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance and allow respondent until 11/1 to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Roby. Is there a second?
Second.
Is that Ms. Marsh? Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, new cases. All right, these new cases are simply your compliance or non-compliance. No one gets fined. Almost no one ever gets fined on a we have to find you in non-compliance before we can fine you. So it's simply a matter of whether you are in compliance or you're not in compliance. If you are in compliance, then the case is over. If you're not in compliance, we will determine whether what the time frame is for you to come into compliance based on the evidence that we hear. So we'll start with these. Case number 12, CEB 10-23-126, Edwin Santa. Mr. Santa here? Okay.
Okay. This is a case that was field generated that I opened on March 9th of 2022 for no permit for a fence that was already installed and for enclosing 2 windows. First notification was a posting on 8/5 of 2022. I re-inspected the property on October 11th of 2023. The property is still in non-compliance. However, both permits are scheduled for final inspections on October 18th of 2023. So with that being said, I'd like to ask the case to be found in non-compliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Okay, so they've gotten permits and good, okay. The chair will, any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, which is 11/1, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Ms. Roby, a second from Ms. Himes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. You've been in contact with this person. I forgot to ask
I
you
have
that.
for
Okay.
a year. He lives in, I believe, Massachusetts. So there was just the delay. The permit's been open for quite a while.
Okay.
But, okay, thank you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I missed who you were saying.
The what?
Who did the motion?
I think it was Ms. Himes. Was it Ms. Himes or Ms. Roby in second? Okay. All right. Case 12, let's see. Case 13, CEB 10-23-129, Resource Properties, Inc., 930 Berkshire Road. Good morning again, Mr. Butler.
Good morning. As it pertains to 930 Berkshire Road, this case was a citizen complaint. I conducted a site inspection on August 21st, 2023, where it was determined the property has several violations. Unmaintained landscaping. The notice was received on September the 6th, 2023. On September the 26th, 2023, the property was to be in compliance. The last date of my reinspection was October the 11th, 2023. The result of my reinspection was non-compliance. Contact with the property manager, which I spoke to on yesterday, and the property looks extremely better. So we're looking for them to have that completed by next cutoff. But staff requests non-compliance, compliance next cutoff.
Is anyone living in there?
Yes.
Okay, so it's occupied.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or the respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 11/1/2023, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Marsh, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 14, CEB 10-23-131, Carnell Edwards Estate. What? At 340 North Caroline. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
State your name and address for the record.
Van Edwards, 340 North Carolina Street.
And how are you related to
That's my dad.
Carnell?
He's my dad.
Okay. Okay, please be sworn in.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Butler and then give you a chance to talk. Okay, Mr. Butler?
As it pertains to 340 North Caroline Street, this is a field generated case. I conducted a site inspection on April 26, 2023, where it was determined the property had outdoor storage, dirt and grime, damaged roof, fascia, and soffit issues. I posted the property, what date I have on that? On 8/17/2023, on September the 7th, 2023, the violation was to be in compliance. The last date of my reinspection was October the 11th, 2023. The result of my reinspection was non-compliance. Staff requests non-compliance, compliance, next cutoff.
Okay. Does anyone live there? Is it occupied?
No, no one is not living there.
Not occupied. Okay, what would you like to tell us, Mr. Edwards?
You know, the boat has been moved.
Okay, good.
The front and that would be the front and the north side.
Okay.
Has been pressure washed. The softening fascia, which I'm assuming is the part there between the den and the overhang in the front of the house, we should be able to get that done with probably by the last of the month, maybe.
Okay.
But the house was pressure washed and the boat was removed.
Okay.
The last time I was in for him, we were having to deal with permits because the house was in my dad's name.
Yeah,
And,
that makes it difficult, yeah.
But what we did do, I had a guy that did the tarps up there, but the last wind kind of disturbed part of those tarps. And so we're trying to make it look a little nicer up there as well. But the boat has been moved and the house has been pressure washed. So we'll make sure we try and get that softening fascia.
We need a permit for the roof work? Is that
Yes, ma'am, it depends upon how much the roof is damaged.
Uh-huh.
He has a tarp there, which has been there for quite some time. Those pictures are from yesterday. You say you pressure washed the property?
Yeah, it was yesterday evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll send you pictures if I have to.
Well, my pictures are from yesterday.
Well, it was yesterday evening. I have them on my phone if you'd like to see them.
We'll speak after this.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it will have to be Mr. Butler who says, yes, this is okay, or
I
yes,
got you.
this isn't okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you get in touch with him after this.
Okay.
And have you called a roofer?
No, I think I had a hearing prior to this, and I came into compliance the last time. And what was stated was, the problem is getting a permit because the house is still in my dad's name. And,
A different case?
yeah, and then I had to do some work and clean up the yard and all that, which I did. This was prior to this last case.
So, okay.
It's prior to me. That's prior.
Yes.
Oh, so that was a ways back. How
Yes.
long has your father been gone?
Oh, God, it's like '06.
06.
Was the house in probate?
No, it never went to probate. And
It's
I have-
not
I
in
have
probate
five-
now.
No, and I have 5 other siblings as well. It's an aired house.
So you have what?
5 other siblings.
Okay. Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay. Obviously not in compliance yet, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Himes, second? Got a second?
I'll second, but I mean,
Ms. Okay,
I
Ms.
just feel
Roby.
that you're setting yourself up for failure. Because, I mean, it probably needs a new roof,
Okay.
and y'all need to get probate, I mean,
It's not in probate anymore.
it's
No.
not in it at all, it hasn't started.
Oh, you mean it's never even started?
No.
Okay, well, we'll take it a step at a time. It's not in compliance, so. All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Second was Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay. So, yeah, till next month, you'll have to come back and tell us what's been done.
Yeah, well, the items that were on the violation sheet were the pressure washing.
Yes, well, I know that some have been taken care of, but
Yeah,
I'm
2 out of the
interested
3
in the roof at this point.
Okay, that was prior to him. That roof was not on this last one.
All
It was,
right, wait a minute. We had, at any rate, it's not in compliance now,
right.
and we voted on that.
Mhm.
It's on there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's in roof.
Yeah, the soffit was the only one that wasn't out of the 3.
Oh, I
There was
see.
there was 3 items there. It was the boat issue.
All right, well, we've
pressure
heard the
wash.
case. You're not in compliance because the soffit and roof, it's not fixed. So we'll see what
The roof,
happens.
that's what I'm saying, ma'am. The roof was not on there. The soffit and fascia was,
We understand that.
okay,
So you're still not in compliance.
absolutely,
Okay, that's it.
yes,
So,
Yeah, and he said, but the soffit is not fixed.
right.
Right.
That's the one out of the 3 that was not fit.
okay, we'll let, and please stay in touch with Mr. Butler.
Yes,
So, you know, we've asked you to come back or to get it fixed by our the 11/9 meeting, or you have to come back here.
Okay,
Okay?
all right, yes.
All right, thank you.
yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Stenson, case 15 CEB 10-23-132. Ronald and Jacqueline Northrop at 931 Madison. Respondent present? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning. What's your name, sir?
Ronald Northrop.
Okay.
Will you raise your right hand, sir? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Do you live there, sir?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're here for Mr. Stenson. Go ahead.
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. My qualifications are on file. This is a field-generated case. Property was cited for outside storage, landscaping, dilapidated fencing, paint, and sidewalks, along with the roof. Since then, the outside storage has been removed, the landscaping has been addressed, the fencing has been repaired. However, there's still work to be done for the paint and the sidewalks and the roof. The city is asking for an order of non-compliance and compliance by the next cutoff.
What would you like to tell us?
I've been working on it and gonna continue till I get it all complete.
Good. Great. That's what we're looking for, compliance, okay. And you've done some, and that's good. Just stay in touch with Mr. Stenson. So it's not all into compliance yet, so we're going to probably find you a vote to find you not in compliance, because we can tell that it isn't, but you've made progress, and we're happy to work with people that are moving forward, okay? All right, so the chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, which is 11/1/2023, or be returned to the board for consideration or a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Marsh, second. Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Just keep working on it. And then, try and keep in touch with Mr. Stenson when you do something, so he can put that part of it, that he can tell us that that part of it has been done. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, case number 16 is in compliance. Case number 17, CEB 10-23-125. Is this, I don't want to mispronounce this, Kistine, or is this Christine? I maybe a spelling. Kistine, okay. Glenn and Malin Achana at 1027 Bel Air Drive. Anyone present? Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Sensen.
This is a complaint-driven case. It was cited for outside storage, damaged pool enclosure, broken window, and a lack of rental license. Since then, I have been in contact with the owner. I've met with him on property. The outside storage has been removed. The damaged pool enclosure has been removed. The broken window actually wasn't broken. It was a tint problem. And
It was a what problem?
the tint on the windows.
Oh, the tint problem. Okay, got it.
The only thing left for him to do now is to obtain his rental license. So we're asking for an order of non-compliance and compliance by the next cutoff.
Is there, let me just ask you a question. We can see that that he needs to get his license. So does anyone live in there now?
Yes.
So it's occupied? Okay. The other question is, the pool enclosure was damaged, so it was removed. Is there fencing around it?
Yes,
Okay.
the entire property.
Okay, so okay, good. Okay. Any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000. The next cutoff date is 11/1/23. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harrington, a motion. Second, Ms. Himes? No, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Case number 18, CEB. No, Daniel's coming back. CEB 10-23-127, John R. Allen. Mr. Allen present? Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Garcia. And this is at 728 Essex Road.
Yes, ma'am. This is a citizen complaint generated from neighbors. Violations are no rental license, no permit for the shed that was in the back, outside storage that was on the side and the rear, and certified mail was returned, signed on August 10th, 2023. Compliance due date was August 22nd, 2023. and my last inspection was yesterday, finding it in non-compliance. I haven't been unable to return back to the rear of the property to verify if they removed all of the outside storage.
Why is that? Have you not been given permission?
Yeah, they don't answer the door. I've posted the notices. They do have a dog in the back. The dog actually attacked the neighbor next door, which is in a report that was made. And,
Yeah.
I'm still getting complaints. I've gotten new ones saying that now they don't have water, and that's as far as I can.
Well, that will be taken care of with the rent, okay. Let's see, citizen, so someone does live there. Who is that person in the picture? Do we know?
That's the owner. I was told that the husband passed away, and
So that's Mr. Allen?
Not, that's the wife, Miss Allen. She's
that's
she's
Miss-
the one I've been
okay.
dealing with, but I haven't anymore. I haven't got any contact with her. And there are other people's. There was stated that people were living in the garage, and I verified one time while I was doing the posting. A man lifted up the garage. A white male came out with a bicycle. I tried to talk to him, and he refused to talk to me and just left. He's in one of the pictures. Right there, that picture right there.
Huh. Well,
So, the owner's wife, the owner's deceased.
Correct.
The owner's wife is living there, and she's renting out her garage space.
And if you look in the rear,
There's
you'll
a
see.
tent in the backyard that she's probably have people living in.
Correct.
is she on the mortgages or on the ownership as well, or do we have to notify her, notice her?
If she's
They-
legally married to him, she has, she would probably have some sort of.
Yeah, but she's not, it's only him that's
No,
noticed,
what
and
does-
he's
what does
not
the county
alive.
say? What's in the clerk's?
Yeah, we'd have to check with the board
Okay.
secretary on who was noticed. I mean, you're right, we would want to add.
Right,
if indeed
so we
she
would
is-
need to
has
add
ownership
her.
If she has ownership interest. Normally, they will pull the ownership record, and that's who they would be citing.
Yeah,
So I
we'll
have not
add
been
her.
able to look, I don't have that answer. The board secretary should have that answer. The answer is, I'm sorry.
She is on there.
Okay. So we're gonna need to amend
I-
and have her
Yeah,
add.
we can't have a case in if she,
Can you check the notice though? Because
it's
I
on the
think
thing,
she's on the
was
notice.
noticed.
Right. So she needs to be noticed, so what do we need to do?
Yeah, case next month.
I believe they're
Just
checking to see if
continue till
they
next
may have been noticed, she may not be on the style of the case, so that's what I think, Danny just asked for, that to be checked. But in either sense, we would need to, give her an opportunity to
Continue to next month.
be noticed, so
Right.
continue to the next month would be the recommendation. If she, although we can amend the style if she was noticed, but I think it's cleaner if we just go ahead and continue to next month. And that sounds to be the
I agree.
recommendation of your council as well.
Okay, anything from the board?
She needs to be in the style, but.
All right, so Chair will entertain a motion to continue the case. Such a motion, Ms. Roby, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Case number 19. CB 10-23-128. Anita Rose and Daniel Alferez at 901 Jeffrey Street. Good morning. Please state your name and address for the record.
Anita Rose Alferez, 901 Jeffrey Street, Daytona Beach.
Okay, and you are, sir?
Daniel Richard Alferez, 901 Jeffrey Street, Daytona.
Okay, please be sworn in.
Will you both raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Garcia first.
This was a citizen-generated complaint for overgrown grass, vehicle parked on the grass, and dilapidated fence. During my site inspection, I spoke to the owner, and she removed the vehicle right from day one.
Okay.
After that, I explained about the grass being overgrown, needed to be cut, and also the fence.
Okay.
And the outside storage, which was just the fence leaning up against there, and there was some little debris and stuff in the back of the vehicle by the garage door. I done re-inspections. When I came back, the grass was finally cut, but it was not edged or weed-eated, and the grass was all over the place. There were complaints still about that. The fence was still not taken care of, and I then did a posting for the notice of hearing that was not signed for, and returned yesterday for my re-inspection and found that the grass, the edging and the weed eating was neatly done, but we forgot to do the right-of-way.
Okay.
Also, the fence is still missing, that portion of the fence.
Okay.
And the grass also on the inside of the property in the rear, that was finally done, because that was pretty high.
Good. So making progress.
She's making a lot of progress.
And-
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, that's okay. So was this complaint driven?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Okay, what would you like to tell us? Thank you for getting some of these things done. I think the fence, seems to me that the fence is the only issue left, is that right? Or basically the
The
only
fence
issue left?
and a strip, in one of the pictures, you'll see
Okay.
the right-of-way
On
on
the
the
right-of-way,
corner.
yeah, okay.
The city took care of it one time because it was so high,
Mm-hmm.
but that's something that the owners are
what's needed?
responsible. The right-of-way on the, off of, I don't know what street that is. It's right up there, right by the corner.
Because they've had, I mean, like, I got a landscaper now. He
Yeah,
can
that-
come every day, that's what doing. The fence, yes, is still there, but we're waiting for the permit from the city to give us, we can replace the fence.
You don't need a permit for that. It's only one section, and you don't have to get a permit.
I'm putting a whole new.
Oh, okay.
A whole new thing.
Okay.
I got,
That's fine, then you would, yeah.
I'll give you all that if you want.
Is this copy?
It's a copy of it, I got the
Thank you.
originals.
Okay, so you're working hard on this, and we
Yeah.
appreciate that. And you know, when you get to this right-of-way stuff, it's sometimes, I don't know whether you understood what right-of-way was, but Danny can explain
It's
everything
in this
to
picture
you.
right here.
Okay, oh, well.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll do it when we get home.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do it when we get home.
Okay. Any questions from the board? All right, so you will need it, evidently, if you're going to put a new
Yeah, we're
fence in.
putting the fence this way and then down
Okay.
here, and we're gonna put a fence on the other side.
Okay, so have you been to permits and licensing?
Our.
The company?
The fence, Suncoast Fence.
Yeah.
And I called them about 6 days ago, and they said the permit was still pending. So we're waiting on that, and they have the fence ordered, they just we're waiting
Okay.
for the permit.
Okay, all right, well, that sounds good. Any questions from the board? Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, which is 11/1/2023, or be returned to the board for consideration or a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes. All in favor say aye. Like sign opposed. Okay, thank you.
Any way to get the board to get that permit, we're good.
You can just, yeah.
Ms. Mahegan left.
Oh, okay.
It's on the record.
All right, Mr. Mahegan is not here, so he's not voting, okay? All right, so, we have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Yeah, you'll have to get with them, and maybe Mr. Garcia
I'll
can
try
help with
calling
that.
also.
Okay.
I'll check on it.
All right,
Because the
thank
fence
you.
is ready to go up.
Right,
We just can't
okay,
do
thank you for
anything
doing that.
yet.
All right,
you.
case number 20, CEB, okay, both of these are yours, Daniel. CEB 10-23-123, Richard McNeil at 515 Brentwood. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
State your name and address for the record.
Richard McNeil, 515 Brentwood.
Okay. Please be sworn in.
Will you raise your right hand, sir? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, I do.
We'll hear from Mr. Garcia and give you a chance to.
Yeah, this case was originally field generated and then turned to a complaint because this is neighbors feuding amongst each other. They're adjacent from each other. It's for junk vehicle, parking on the grass, outside storage, overgrown grass. And he signed the notice for the notice on June 5th, 2023, and was due to come in compliance by June 16, 2023, and my last reinspection was yesterday. And we found that there's a portion along the fence line adjacent to the property that needs to have the grass cut, and I haven't verified the outside storage in the rear because I haven't been able to go back there yet. And the vehicles seem to be, one of them, the one that had no tag, or this longer station wagon looking one, that one's removed. The van is still on the grass. It's just further up behind the house, and on the other side it seems to be on and off where a car comes and it's there and then it's not. So that's the only issue we have left.
What would you like to say?
All right, can I submit some pictures here? All these pictures are from a long time ago, back in, I believe it was,
It's yesterday.
I
You
get
can give
other
those
pictures.
pictures.
Here you go. Well, I get copies here if you need some.
Okay.
Because you can see,
Well, is everything finished?
well, the only real issue, that storage, let me tell you about that storage. That, because I told him this 2 days before he showed up originally. First of all, there was never any complaint put against me. He showed up because I put in a complaint against a neighbor for cutting down oak trees without a permit. Then he walks in my backyard and starts pointing stuff out. What about this? You know, that neighbor, he's done nothing about that neighbor.
Well,
Never had a permit.
you know, I
okay?
explained to
But-
somebody before that we're not, if we're dealing with your case,
Right.
we're not dealing.
All right, so he
If the
walks
neighbor
back
case
there,
comes before us, we'll
but-
deal with
well,
that separately.
What I'm trying to point out is that
Okay.
nobody ever put in a complaint of my property, and you can see it. And
All right,
you-
so-
And you can see by those pictures, when I bought the house and what it looks like now, how much, you know, you see that, how much work I've put into this house.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it baffles me that I'm even here today. You know, the junk vehicle, first of all, it wasn't a junk vehicle. It had an expired registration.
That makes it a junk vehicle.
Well, yeah, but.
I'm
I mean,
sure
it
Mr.
makes it
Garcia can
expired
tell you
registration.
that. I shouldn't be telling you that.
Um,
I mean, so
was a
that's
value- it was a
basically what
value-
he's saying is left to do, right?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not sure, because I've called him numerous times. He's, you know, from day one I've called him. First day I got the complaint, I called. He never got back to me. Called him several times after that, never returned my calls. I've sent him an email just like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
All right,
That
well,
was
let's
probably
get things back on track.
10,000
He's
words.
here now. You can talk to him either after the meeting, or I'm sure he'll be happy to set something up with you so we can get this
All right,
straightened out.
well, we'll run through this real quick. The debris in the yard and stuff,
Mhm.
when he showed up 2 days before that, I was gonna build my, one of my grandkids a little sandbox, 4x4. I had the 4x4 pressure treater post, some gravel to put under the sand. You know, I had like 12 bags of sand there. Gravel to put under it. Then he shows up, he calls it construction debris, and I even told him, I'm building my granddaughter a sandbox.
Well, that's not
But
on here.
What I did, that's all gone because that was back in May. She never got a sandbox, because I'm trying to appease
What?
like code enforcement here.
No, there's nothing
But that shouldn't have
about
been
that
an
on
issue
here.
anyways.
Okay.
Okay, the only issue I see now is parking on the lawn.
Well, there you go. So
Right.
that's,
Okay,
you know,
back in 2014, previous owner, who I know is a friend of mine. He came up here in front of this magistrate, right? And whoever it was, she ruled that they could park on the grass in the front yard.
I doubt
To
that.
the left of the, well, it's on his documents. I've read them online. when they had the old, up until a few months ago, I read those documents a couple of times.
Is that,
Okay.
can somebody find those documents for me? If you can find them, I'm sure.
Now,
I could.
now there's a new format on the website, and I'm not allowed access to those. But I'm sure.
Yes, you are.
Huh?
You can.
I haven't been able to look them up on the new format.
I know, the new format is,
Right. I have not been able to get to those.
you know, the new format confuses me, you're right.
Right.
And it's a little, and I think in order to look up cases, you need to sign in,
Well, I opened an account and signed it. I
And
still
open
couldn't.
an
I
account.
still couldn't.
well, it's all there. You have to click on one of the, because I do
Well,
that all
I
the time.
tried everything, but I know
Okay,
they were
all
there
right,
before.
so
'cause
look,
I saw 'em.
let's stop now. I'm kind of done with this. I don't know whether the rest of the board is, but I'm kind of done. It seems to me that the junk vehicle is probably,
It's gone. The one with no tag is gone. There's only,
so what is left to do?
the vehicle that's on the, right there, the van.
Yeah.
Needs to be removed.
Okay.
Off of the grass, and on the other side, I don't know if there's one there now, but there's one that's usually there, and then it's gone in there, so we need to just keep it off the grass.
Okay.
And then there's a little bit of grass that's, it's so high, about 3 foot or so, it's along the fence line that where him and his
Okay.
neighbor are feuding.
Okay.
As I indicated on record before, that it started as a field generated, but then it turned into a
Okay,
complaint.
I'm not interested in neighbor disputes.
All right, well, I'd like
Um,
to say one more thing. That
no.
van right there is hooked up to my boat.
It's hooked up
which
to
is
your
about-
what?
Huh?
It's hooked up to your what?
The
My
boat.
boat,
Oh, your boat.
right? It's both of them in the backyard. They do not extend past the side of the house.
All right,
As far as
Okay.
I know, from what I've read, you can put that stuff in your backyard.
The boat you can, but not the van.
Okay, but the thing is, this is why.
all right. I think that the best thing moving forward right now is you start and Mr. Garcia get together and let him tell you exactly what needs to be done and what laws he's citing, because we don't make the laws. We interpret whether you are in compliance or not in compliance, and it appears that you're not in compliance, even if it's just with something small, and we hope you will come into compliance and cooperate, and I'm not interested in what your neighbors are doing, so that's, I'm
Right.
done, I'm finished.
Yeah,
Well-
I can go out with the property today. I'll meet with him at the
Okay,
property and
good.
point it out.
Good.
The big
Okay,
issue is parking.
excuse
in the-
me, sir,
Yeah.
enough now, we're going to,
Mr. Garcia, your recommendation is,
It's not compliance next cutoff.
okay, next cutout.
okay.
But it's also been ruled on.
I said,
with
we're
this
done, we're
document
done.
Out there, we
We're-
park in the yard, okay? I mean, if it's been ruled on once, then it should be a legitimate
don't-
rule, and it should last, forever.
It's, just, let's stop, okay? Start over with, excuse me, let me talk and don't interrupt me again, and there's nothing much more to say. I want you to start over, done what is needed to be done, and hopefully you won't even have to come back here if you do those things, and it'll be over. All right, so Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance and a respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, which is 11/1/2023, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Himes, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. And sir, if there are rules that you don't think are appropriate, we are not the body to come before. You have to go see your commissioner or someone else to
Do
change
you
the
want the
rules.
pictures?
Do you want your
Do you want the
pictures?
pictures for the
Do you
file?
need your pictures?
He's got it.
Okay.
They're over there. If they were presented for review, if y'all actually review them, they should be
Right,
part of the
okay,
record.
that's fine, part of the record. He said they were copies.
Okay.
All right. Case number 21, CEB 10-23-130, Maria Sidani.
We'll give it to you, or point it out to you, you'll be happy to take a look at it.
Mr. McHann is back.
I don't think it is, but consider.
He's back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maria
Okay, and a note that, when did he,
Pull that mic down.
We saw this case.
you heard the last?
Yeah, this
one?
case, yes.
Sorry. I don't see
Sorry.
anything. I get so focused, I don't see anything. All right, Mr. Mahegan's back. This is our last case. State your name and address for the record, please. This is at 551 Essex Road.
It's Maria Sedani at 551 Essex Road.
Okay. This is case number CEB 10-23-13. Please be sworn in.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What did you say your name is?
Maria Sedani.
Oh, you are the owner. Okay. Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, we'll hear from Mr. Garcia first.
Okay, this case was complaint driven for a dilapidated fence, dirty exterior surfaces, roof damage in the rear. It was signed on May 6, 2023. The compliance due date was June 6, 2023. And my last inspection was recently, a couple days ago, where I found that the fence was fixed. It was pre-fixed pretty quickly. The damage on the exterior, which is in that window, on the right side of the window, you could see above it. The next pictures will show that it's been fixed.
Okay.
The only thing that hasn't been done was the exterior painted.
The exterior what?
Surface has been painted around the yellow, all around the house.
Okay.
It's still got dirt all around the top whole portion.
What's your recommendation?
The recommendation is finding a non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff.
Okay. What would you like to tell us? Anything?
The paint there,
Where?
the paint on my house,
Yeah.
that's as far as I can clean it. It's a elastic paint that they talked me into. It holds the dirt and everything, and I do not have money to paint my house. I washed it with the thing on the hose and everything. That's as best as it can get right now until the paint. It's stucco, and it's that elastic.
Elastomeric?
Yes, ma'am. My paint that I had on it before was marvelous, no problem. I got talked into this paint, and that's what it does. And I had it pressure washed probably about 6 years ago, and it looked great, but now you can't.
You can't pressure wash it again? It's just got, well, if you,
I put that stuff, got it from Home Depot
okay.
on the end of your hose, and I washed it that way, and it looked great when I did it. But it won't stay that way because when it rains, that's what it looks like. Just up on the top there, just not on the bottom, but up on the top. And if I was to paint my house, it wouldn't be that same color. It'd be dolphin color.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, that'd be nice.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Dolphin colors.
So,
Miami dolphin.
the fact is, we need to do something with the outside of your house. And you can talk to Mr. Garcia, and maybe he'll have some suggestions for what you can do to the outside to get in compliance. But right now, it's not in compliance. We can see that. So we need to start working on it. But you will have to ask Mr. Garcia what you need to do to come into compliance. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 11/1, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there a motion?
So moved.
And we have a motion, Ms. Himes, second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Just stay in touch with him and he can tell you what you need to do. Is there any other business before?
No meeting in December.
No meeting in December, we know that, okay. And also, just to let you know, some of us have expired terms, but that is going to be fixed, I guess.
Yeah, I anticipate it will be on the Right now, it's on the preliminary agenda, expected to be on this
Right.
next agenda
Correct.
for the commission.
That's what Ms. Goodman told me,
For those,
so.
yeah, for those that are,
Because I
have
think there's
expired.
several of us that have expired terms. But I don't know whether and we have room for one more person, but I don't know whether they have one more person. They don't.
There was one lady that applied, but she's on another board, so she.
Okay, so if you know anybody that
That's a Monday day.
would like to come in here and have fun with us, tell them to apply. And anything else?
Release our paychecks on when they
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be terrific. All right. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.